We've all done it. A little lie, seemingly harmless. But what happens when that lie never goes away? What happens when that lie grows bigger and bigger and spirals out of control? What happens when that lie follows you for the rest of your life? I have uncovered 5 stories of those haunted by lies from their past. It's too late for them, but maybe you can still learn a lesson from their mistakes. I faked liking sparkling water for 3 years, and now I'm trapped. I'm 30 now, but this started when I was around 27, during a phase where I was trying really hard to be one of those put-together adults who meal prep, drink sparkling water, and have plants that aren't just dying slowly in the corner. So I bought a 12-pack of LaCroix because, that's what the cool, healthy people were drinking. First sip, it tasted like someone whispered the word fruit into a cup of TV static. Absolutely disgusting. But I had already posted it on my Instagram story with the caption, "New addiction, LOL." And that was the beginning of my downfall. Friends started bringing LaCroix over when they visited. Coworkers stocked it in the office fridge because I liked it. My girlfriend, now fiance, thought it was cute how into sparkling water I was. So she bought me a soda stream for Christmas. Now I'm in too deep. I've become the guy who nods thoughtfully while drinking what is essentially spicy sadness. I have flavors in my fridge with names like pamplemousse and limoncello, and I pretend like I can tell the difference. I can't. It all tastes like carbonated regret. Sometimes I just want a normal drink, but if I ever open a Gatorade, someone will say, "Whoa, no LaCroix today?"
You have no resistance to people lightly teasing you, do you?
And I'll just fake laugh like, haha, gotta switch it up. Meanwhile, my soul is quietly screaming. Anyways, if you're young and reading this, never lie about your beverages. That stuff will haunt you. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
I feel like sparkling water is such a, polarizing beverage. You either really like sparkling water or you don't. I think it's something to do with, the carbonation, because you can actually taste carbonation.
It's disgusting. I hate carbonation.
You don't like the texture of it, I guess?
Mm-mm. It burns my mouth.
Whereas I feel like for a lot of people, it's the flavor of, the CO2 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If you drink, a sweeter pop, it covers the flavor that's, the carbonation has naturally.
Yeah.
And I feel like with, LaCroix and other sparkling waters, you can taste it.
I feel like LaCroix and other sparkling waters are, super popular, so there must be a pretty big portion of the population that thinks they're great.
Yeah.
And just some people, it's not for them.
I think a lot of it is, it's a good drink if you want that carbonation, but you don't want,
Sugar and calories.
The sugar and calories, right? LaCroix is a bit healthier, I think. I guess at some point you just have to come clean, right?
Everybody's coming up with more lies to tell them to explain why you're not drinking a LaCroix anymore.
I like that more. You're right. You should just keep compounding lies. That is the solution.
Lie to fix your lie. Tell everyone you're going carbonation free. Easy solution. People's tastes change over time. You could also pretend they changed something in the formula and it is no longer pleasing to your taste buds. They changed something. It is not the same anymore. It's not my thing anymore. Or pretend you had COVID and now it tastes different.
I can't taste anything after COVID. It's just all cardboard, so I might as well drink water.
I had the worst heartburn when I was drinking carbonated drinks, so I stopped drinking them. I feel so much better now. Just stop drinking
But
them.
it sounds, I know he used Gatorade in his example there,
Yeah.
but he still might want to, chug down a Pepsi or something. Yeah, I mean, the fact that your fiance even got you a soda stream and there's no point where you were willing to jump off this train. And you just kept riding it.
Someone commented, "Oh shit, my new girlfriend thinks I like LaCroix too. She already bought me one the other day. Am I done for?" And OP replied, "You're going down the same path, son." Other people are saying just start mixing it with booze, and then you won't mind.
Yeah, you'll stop minding very quickly. I feel like your only solution is to be yeah, I just don't like it as much as I used to.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you can do, right?
I can't believe he's let it go on for 3 years.
Yeah, if you don't like the drink and you just kept faking it for 3 years, that is commitment. How central to your identity has this become.
He's
got
the sparkling water guy. He's the sparkling water guy.
Yeah, he's entering the giveaways, getting all that LaCroix merch, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, you're a LaCroix guy. I don't think there's a graceful, tell the truth moment for you.
No, you just gotta lie to get out of the lie.
Right?
Because at this point, you've let it go on so long that it's really weird.
It's so weird, man. You just gotta lie and be like, yeah, I like the COVID idea. I need a more flavorful drink now.
Yeah.
Because I can't taste that as much.
I thought that was a really good recommendation.
My taste buds have changed.
Yeah. I once lied on my CV. I got the job and got promoted.
I mean, you got promoted, so you must be doing something right.
I lied on my CV and somehow convinced the world I was a coding wizard. Now I'm stuck in a never-ending cycle of Google searches and caffeine-fueled coding sessions. This is when I regret it, and I do indeed. My browser history is a treasure trove of how to fix syntax errors and what does this error message mean?
I gotta say, I have coded before, and I've seen the Google history of people that program, and this is I don't care how much education you have, it's all just going to Stack Exchange and being like, how do I fix this thing? And then somebody hands you some lines of code, and you copy and paste it in. No one knows how to code.
No one knows how to code. They're all just making it up as they go along. I learned to code on the job, which is just a fancy way of saying I'm making it up as I go along. My colleagues think I'm a genius, but really, I'm just good at hiding my panic.
You can get away with so much if you just know how to Google and not panic in the meeting and be like, yeah, I'll get back to you on that.
When they ask me to explain my code, I launch into a confident-sounding, jargon-filled monologue, hoping they'll get lost in the technical mumbo-jumbo.
You are just explaining corporate America. You throw in some fancy words to make yourself sound smart, and figure it out when you get back to your desk.
The best part, I got a promotion and a raise, which basically translate to, we're paying you more to keep pretending you're good at this.
At a certain point, you have become good at it, right? You've done it long enough that, it doesn't matter if you didn't learn it initially.
I feel like this is exactly what they mean when they say fake it till you make it.
Mm-hmm. It 100% is. I mean, it's not like the clients are coming back and being like, your program just failed.
I mean, yeah, he is putting out the programs that they need. He's just having to Google it a lot and stuff. But I feel like a lot of people do that.
Right? Right? I Google things all the time for my job. Or any work that I'm doing. Sometimes I just forgot. I haven't had to use that, reporting software in a while, and I don't remember how to do this. Essentially, what I'm saying is this confession could belong to literally anyone who works in an office.
Okay, someone else replied, as a contrast, I once lied on my CV. I got the job and was fired 24 hours later.
I wonder if they're programming at a company where, they don't have any other programmers around.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah, because he's giving them a long monologue with technical mumbo-jumbo in it, hoping nobody catches him.
And then he goes back to his desk and maybe puts in a couple extra hours and gets, a passable program out. And they're like, you're a goddamn genius.
Someone asked, so did your job not have a technical round in the interview where they checked if you can actually code? This is why faking CVs to the extent you did doesn't usually work out in tech.
Mm-hmm.
And he replied, good question. I scraped by with some basic theory and a lot of nodding. Luckily, the interviewer didn't ask me to code anything. I think they were still recovering from my impressive collection of buzzwords. So he really did just fake his way through the interview.
I mean, depending on who interviews you, they don't know what they're doing either.
Yeah, people hiring might not be programmers themselves.
If HR is kind of territorial and doesn't want anybody from the programming team in the interview, yeah, you can easily fake your way past HR.
So someone's telling him to take your imposter syndrome and turn it into infiltrator syndrome. Haha, these fools don't even realize I have no idea what I'm doing.
Like Mr. Magoo infiltrator.
Yeah.
Let us know all the lies you made on your resume. I promise your boss won't see it.
Josh said that he had a bachelor's degree and he didn't.
That was a legitimate mistake. And we don't need to get into it on this episode. That's going to be a 15-minute conversation, and this is supposed to be a short bonus episode.
Maybe next time. I've been pretending to not
Sorry, and you know what? I got the job. No one checks that.
And he did go back and actually get his degree.
I did eventually.
He just needed 6 more credits. Can you believe they let him walk at his graduation ceremony and he didn't actually graduate?
It was not my fault.
I've been pretending to not understand a language I've known for years.
I'm going to make a guess and say that it's entirely so you can spy on your in-laws. Because that's the main reason you would do that.
Full disclosure, I am bilingual. I speak both English and Swedish. My mother is an immigrant from Sweden and got her citizenship when I was still in grade school. Though she tried to teach me and my siblings her native language, it didn't really stick well when we were kids. However, I am an autistic person and I never truly gave up on learning my mother's maiden language. I'd say I've been fluent for about 3 years now. But the issue is, I haven't really told my parents about my secret studying, nor my mastery. When we visit my mom's family in Sweden during the fall and sometimes winter, I'm dead silent, speaking only in English to my siblings and father. I can understand everything my relatives say, even the bad things, but I still haven't figured out how to speak without it being a big deal.
I feel like you have so much dirt. Just everybody is willing to talk in front of you. They're like, oh, that dumbass can't understand us.
That is like the best part about being bilingual and not everybody knowing, is you get to hear all the shit people are saying when they think you can't understand.
That's the only benefit of people not knowing you speak a language.
I really should have told my mom, but by now I can't tell her without me hiding it being the main issue. I feel like I'll hurt her. So for now, I'll just leave it.
Okay, so like, at some holiday or her birthday, you just need to come up and start speaking Swedish, and be like, I studied, happy birthday.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You don't have to give any details.
Don't tell her you've been fluent for 3 years. Just be like, hey, I've been working on this, and I wanted to surprise you, but I'm now fluent. And I bet she would be so excited that you cared enough to learn her native tongue.
Yeah. But for the love of God, don't confess.
No, don't say, hey, for 3 years I've just been eavesdropping on all the relatives and all the stuff they're saying.
Yeah, I just sit there because I'm too autistic to want to talk.
Okay, top comment. Hold on, just make an elaborate April Fool's. Pretend you're not able to speak Swedish until that day, then only speak Swedish for that day. It's going to be super fun to see them freak out. And pretend you've always been speaking Swedish, like it's not a big deal. And that way you can justify hiding it, and it's a chill way to surprise everyone.
Yeah, there you go. All you have to do is convince your entire family that they've drifted into another dimension where you speak Swedish. That's easy.
Someone else replied, then when April Fool's is over, you never speak it again. And say that you only memorize some comments and responses with generic answers to everything. What a master prank, you evil genius.
I love that. At least for all of April 2nd. Just be like, well, no, I just learned some phrases and figured you'd ask these questions.
Seven said, no, next day you act like you have no idea what they're talking about. You do not speak Swedish and never have. Then repeat every year. Try to get other people in on it as well, preferably people who speak Swedish. Confess in your will. Someone else says, just pretend to fall and hit your head and then wake up like you can speak Swedish.
Oh, that's perfect, yeah. You probably have some, like, family dark secrets that you could use to convince everybody that you're, like, the reincarnation of Great Uncle Elric.
There's just so many good ways that you could turn this into an awesome prank.
No, I like turning it into a prank way more than my serious idea of being like, I studied for your birthday. No, use it for evil.
Everyone else is like, oh, that's so sweet. Your mom is going to be so proud of you. She's going to be so happy. Just tell her. And we're like, no.
No, chaos.
Use it for nefarious reasons.
You know what they say behind your back. Watch everything they said around OP is like super sweet and nice. They only compliment her.
I faked liking hiking, and now I'm deep in the woods, literally and emotionally.
I gotta say, like, the people who fake liking something, which apparently is a very common theme today, just let it become your entire identity because you're too polite to correct people. If that seems to be the solution, at least you're getting healthy. Or blisters.
I've been pretending to love hiking for years, and now I'm in way too deep. It started as a lie to impress a guy, and now I'm halfway to becoming Bear Grylls against my will. So, a few years ago, I started dating this guy who was all about adventure and living life to the fullest. Read, he owned a Patagonia jacket and had a carabiner for some reason.
That was enough.
On our third date, he asked if I liked hiking. I wanted him to like me, so I said, "Oh my God, I love hiking. Nature is my therapy."
Okay. I love this.
Huge mistake. We went on a hike that weekend. It was 6 hours long. My legs almost gave out halfway up the trail, and I got bitten by a spider that may or may not have been poisonous. But I smiled through the pain and said things like, "Wow, look at that view," while secretly trying not to cry.
I mean, managing to not cry is half of hiking.
It really is. Not crying and not collapsing.
Yeah.
And being like, "Carry me back to the car." Now it's 3 years later. We're still dating. I've become the hiking girl to all his friends. People message me for trail recommendations. I've received gifts of hiking socks. I own a water bottle that says, "Take a hike," unironically. The worst part, I hate hiking. I hate bugs. I hate sweating. I hate being more than 10 minutes away from a bathroom. But I've committed so hard that I now lead monthly group hikes for his coworkers.
Oh my God.
I have a Google spreadsheet for upcoming summits. I once pretended to love a view so much I cried. It was really just the altitude and dehydration.
If you're dehydrated, there couldn't have been that many tears.
Now he wants to do the Inca Trail for our anniversary, and I'm Googling how to fake a knee injury convincingly. Please send help.
Is that a long trail?
Hiking the Inca Trail to Machu Picchu is a 4-day, 26-mile trek through the Andes Mountains in Peru.
And it's through the mountains, so like 26 miles is probably over very difficult terrain.
It is apparently one of the most beautiful trails, like, in the world.
Uh-huh.
But it is so hard.
You're averaging 7.5 miles a day.
Up mountains. But yeah, it's a very, very popular one for tourists to do, and like all the big hikers do it and stuff. I have heard of that one before. I just didn't know the name of it.
I don't know what to do for you. You let your entire identity shift over to this. What are you supposed to do now?
I feel like you're like really lying to your boyfriend that you've been dating for 3 years now. He has no idea who you actually are.
You've allowed your entire relationship up to this point to be founded on this. You must really like this boy to just suffer. It sounds like every weekend, every day off you have, you are walking. You're probably happy to be at work.
Hiking, and she hates it.
Yeah. I would rather stay and do spreadsheets, but I have to go and walk up a hill. I'm so sorry.
Again, people are giving her lies that she can now tell to get out of hiking.
I would love these lies, because you got to get out of hiking permanently. You can't just be like, "My knee hurts today."
Yeah, find a new obsession and give hiking the slow fade. But it needs to take up the same amount of time, so you can miss one activity in the favor of the new one.
Oh, okay.
And then someone else is like, no. Say hiking has become boring and now you're into mountain climbing. Like, just push that splinter in deeper. No. No, skydiving. That should do the trick. Scuba diving.
Yeah. You know, walking is not giving me that same high anymore. I need to run.
I've decided to try out deep sea oil rig welding. They're just coming up with even worse things she could be doing.
Yeah, I really want to give urban parkour a try.
Incoming, am I the asshole for breaking up with my girlfriend of 3 years? She just told me she hates hiking, but pretended to love it for the last 3 years. Organized trips for my friends and coworkers and everything. Told me it's her therapy.
She must be such an expert on hiking by now.
Yeah.
If she's leading them and no one's caught on. It's not like they're all just walking behind her being like, "This dumbass just called that that spider poisonous when it's clearly venomous."
She's out here eating spiders and they're poisoning her. Right?
Yeah, right? She's like, "I got bit by a spider. It might have been poisonous." And it did take, there was a little part of me that...
Who knows if it was poisonous or not? She didn't eat it, so how would she know?
I know. There was a little part of me that I had to punch in the damn throat internally and be like, "Shut up, Josh." And then I still got out. He got out. I'm sorry.
Were you like this before you dated me, or have my pet peeves worn off on you?
No, it's entirely your fault.
It's entirely my fault, the
Yes.
venomous versus poisonous pet peeve.
Yeah, I wouldn't have cared before.
Aw, you're so sweet. I just kept scrolling down, and one of the comments is, "This is a hard day to be a guy who genuinely likes sparkling water and hiking." Yeah, it reminded me of that recent sparkling water confession, too.
That's really funny.
And that just happened to be the two I picked. That's funny. Pretend you have plantar fasciitis. Your doctor told you not to hike for 6 months. And then afterwards, just be like, eh.
Afterwards, be like, yeah, I just feel so out of shape. I can't do the hard trails anymore. Take up knitting. I like the idea of trying to phase it out with something else, but I feel like your boyfriend... What if your boyfriend's secretly faking it too?
Yeah.
What if you guys just like each other so much that you're like, I really want to be part of their hobby? Because your boyfriend's not leading these damn hikes for his coworkers.
No, you are.
So he's organizing this entirely for you, maybe. Which would be hilarious.
It turns out neither of you like the great outdoors.
No, you just love each other so damn much that for 3 years you've been living double lives. Hey, if you've made it this far into the video, hit that subscribe button.
Every time you subscribe to our channel, one embarrassing memory will be deleted from your brain. Go ahead, do it. See? You don't remember it anymore, do you?
Results may vary.
Time I fucked up by enraging the parents of my girlfriend by pretending not to know what a potato was.
Jesus, okay.
Let me tell you that I have made a bad mistake this evening. My girlfriend, who let me tell you is only my second girlfriend of all time, said I am invited to dinner with her and her parents. I was very aghast, nervous, and bashful to be invited to such a situation, but I knew it must be done. I met them nicely, I should tell you, and it started off in a good way. The idea slapped my mind that I should do a comic bit to make a good impression and become known to them as a person who is amusing. When I saw that baked potatoes were served, I got the idea that it would be very good if I pretended I did not know what potatoes were.
He spoiled it at the beginning that he enraged them.
Uh-huh.
So, you didn't come across as comedic and fun, did you?
I thought that would be funny. Well, let me tell you, it backfired on my face. I'll tell you how.
I can guess how, but go ahead.
So first, when the potato came on my plate, I acted very interested. I showed an expression on my face so as to seem that I was confused, astounded, but in a restrained way, curious and interested. They did notice and seemed confused, but did not remark. So I asked, "This looks very interesting. What is this?" They stared at me and the mother said, "It's a baked potato." And I was saying, "Oh, interesting, a baked... What is it again?" And she was like, "A potato." And I was like, "A potato? Oh, interesting. I've never heard of a potato. Looks pretty good."
I can see why you enraged them.
And then they didn't see I was clowning, but thought I really did not know what a potato is. So I knew I would be very shamed, humiliated, and depressed if I admitted to making a bad joke. So what I did was to act as if it was not a joke, but I committed to the act of pretending I didn't know what a potato is.
This is what LaCroix guy and hiking girl are thinking internally when they dug their own holes too.
They asked me, very incredulous, did I not know what a potato is, that I'd never heard of a potato. I went with it and told them, yes, I did not even ever hear of a potato. Not only have I never eaten a potato, I have never even heard the word potato. This went on for a bit, and my girlfriend was acting very confused and embarrassed by my fucked up antics. And then the more insistent I was about not knowing what a potato is, was when the parents started thinking I did know what a potato was. They went too hard with this, I don't know what a potato is, and they're like, you really are joking.
Yeah, you think? He probably didn't get a second date, did he?
Well, let me tell you, I had to commit 100% at this point. No, you didn't. Just admit it was a bad joke. When I would not admit to knowing what a potato was, the father especially began getting annoyed. At one point, he said something like, "Enough is enough. You're fucking with us. Admit it." And I said, "Sir, before today, I never heard of a potato. I still don't know what a potato is, other than some kind of food. I don't know what to tell you."
He gave you such a perfect out. He's like...
Be like, "Yeah, I'm messing with you."
Yeah, that's all you said right there. It's like, you just like... Yeah, of course I'm messing with you. I'm sorry, did I take that too far?
He's committing and committing and committing.
He's so committed, and he's committed to the point where, like, what are you doing?
Well, let me tell you, he got very annoyed. I decided to take a bite of the potato, and when I did, I made a high-pitched noise and said, "Tastes very strange."
I want to know how he took the bite. Yeah.
Right?
You just bite into it like a loaf of bread?
That is when the father started yelling at me, and the mother kept saying, "What are you doing?" So yeah, he must have eaten it weird. And my girlfriend went to some other room. Finally, the father said I should get the fuck out of his house, and I said it was irrational to treat me like this just because I'd never heard of a potato before. Well, let me tell you, he did not take that kindly. Now, in text messages, I've been telling my girlfriend I really don't know what a potato is. The only way that I can ever get out of this is for them to buy that I don't know what a potato is. I wish I had never started it, but I can't go back. I think she will break up with me anyway.
This stressed me out so much. Something about it being, like, actively happening instead of being like, hey, 3 years ago I made a joke about liking LaCroix and now it's my whole life. Something about the potato thing actively sliding downhill. Oh my god, I'm so stressed out because you wouldn't stop.
You just kept going and going.
Uh-huh.
They asked you many times, "You're just kidding, right?" And he just keeps doubling and tripling and quadrupling down. He is so committed. If he was this committed to the relationship, man, that would be solid relationship. But no.
I can't even blame her when she breaks up with you.
I know. He's just going to be the weird potato guy from now on to that family.
It's best if you cut and run.
Yeah, at this point, I think cut and run. Because you can't keep on in this relationship with this girl because her family's gonna hate you and think you're weird potato boy.
You know what? I'm gonna stop for a second and just talk directly to you, potato boy. This is gonna be such a good story to tell your third girlfriend. Your second girlfriend, she's gonna hate you forever. That's your fate. Third girlfriend, though, is gonna think it's hilarious that you panicked and pretended not to know what a potato was.
Yeah, he's like, this might be the most socially awkward person I've ever heard about on here. This is the weirdest game of never have I ever. You need to commit 100% to this now. Invent a religion. Perhaps an obscure offshoot of Roman Catholicism formed after the Irish potato famine that eschews potatoes in all their forms. Create a Wikipedia page. Find a passage in the Bible that supports it. Anyways, it keeps going on.
It does. I don't know what to say anymore about it. I'm so, like, it's the worst possible food to pretend not to know.
Reveal all of this to the girlfriend's family as though you just found out yourself. Tell them you went home and asked your parents about it, and they sat you down and told you that you were part of this religion and had raised you in its observance of its tenets. You can then roll your eyes and act like your parents are the weirdest, most embarrassing people on earth for putting you in this situation of not knowing what a potato is.
So the only out I've thought of, because I'm just angrily thinking while you're actually trying to make this an interesting video, is to go and text girlfriend and be like, so my family always calls them by the French name pomme de terre, and I've never seen one. My mom always mashes them.
Oh, okay. That's was like, but he looked confused when he saw it. So yeah, you gotta include that too.
Yeah. At some point, you gotta be like, it kind of tasted like pomme de terre. And I went home and I asked mom, and she's like, you idiot. I don't know. You got no out. You're grasping at straws.
Invite your girlfriend to meet your parents. Have your father take her aside and ask if potatoes were served at dinner with her parents. When she says yes, have him look alarmed, mutter something about wanting to keep them from him, and then never mention the subject again.
Or just have your parents pretend not to know what the hell a potato is either.
All right, that is if he still has a girlfriend.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He does not. It's so weird.
At least we got a good story out of it. Most people don't even have a good story out of their exes.
When confronted about this horrible joke, insist it never happened with the same level of commitment.
Yeah, just keep gaslighting all the way down. It's all gaslights.
Send them a bouquet of potatoes as an apology. I just love the comments even more.
Is this appropriate in your culture? Like, LaCroix guy, I was cool with that. Hiking girl, I was cool with that. Potato guy just pissed me off. I'm ready for this video to be done.
Okay, I guess we're done with lies.